Intro time. Welcome to the Don't Panic fucking podcast. Episode what? 10? 11? 45?
Episode 18.
Episode 18. Our show is now old enough to hold its head by itself at 18 weeks, I think.
It's longer than 18 weeks because we've had some inconsistencies, but gonna try to get back on track for 2021.
Listen, we only count.
We'd probably be at 25 weeks, honestly.
Oh, so we should be crawling on our own by now.
Yeah.
Damn it. Foolishness. But yeah, a lot has been happening this week. And it's like everything that a lot of people have been at least mentally jokingly preparing for, the shit, hitting the fan. It has hit the fucking fan. So in non-political related news, apparently there's a rumor going around that Kanye West and Jeffree Star are fucking. And I just want to start with that because it's nice and light. And that's kind of crazy. I mean, so far it seems to be like a lot of speculation about who he's actually fucking. But apparently Kim and Kanye are getting a divorce. Oh no, boo-hoo, wah. I'm so sad about this. I'm losing my mind. Holy crap. What are we going to do?
Love isn't real.
Love's not real.
Love's not real.
Not Kim and Kanye. I mean, it was fucking bound to happen, I guess. I think it would be kind of crazy, if Kanye was sleeping with Jeffree Star, because then the Trump stuff would make a whole lot more sense too. Because he's just got a thing for bleach blondes who are racist as fuck.
Isn't Jeffree Star super transphobic too?
Yeah, I think just in general, Jeffree Star is a very problematic individual. Who continues to just do shit, but because of the immense capital that Jeffree Star and their brands have amassed, they're sort of shielded from any sort of real accountability or that's what I'm looking for, punishment for their shittiness. Which
his makeup isn't even good.
Yeah, no, I hate his foundation. It always makes my neck look funny. The eyeliner. This is Jeffree Star eyeliner. That's fuck you, Jeffree Star. I don't know anything about it. Trish has just always said that it's not that particularly great, and part of that reason why is companies attaching a name to something, they assume it's going to sell based on the name. They don't have to put quality into the product. Oh yeah.
So there are forward makeup companies that make good makeup.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, it's not to possibly destroy our ability to have any sponsors, but there's tons of nonsense that because of influencer culture has made so much money. What's it called? BetterHelp had a huge issue, right? Because I don't know. No, I do know. Jesus. But basically, a bunch of influencers online and YouTube were just during their ad rolls would be like, "Yo, go to BetterHelp. Fucking mental health services are expensive. They're hard to get. This is an easy, streamlined version. You can get professional help. On your time, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is they didn't actually have licensed therapists and counselors and people with just the proper qualifications to meet those standards to actually be therapy or counseling service, and that kind of caused a big deal. I think that was a couple of years ago. I'm not certain. I haven't really paid attention to how much better they've gotten or if they tightened their regulations. But, it was one of those things that because a bunch of people who had major influence were yeah, this is good. A bunch, people bought into it, and it was not a great time. So
Gotcha.
yeah, just another. Oh my god, I just kicked.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
what'd you kick over?
My bong.
Oh, was it full of water?
They usually are. Now the room smells like bong
need
water.
a minute?
2 seconds. I'll be all right.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I know some influencers that pushed BetterHelp, and it was supposed to be this like you can pay for it and it's not attached to insurance, and yeah, you don't have to deal with all the red tape and etc. But to me, I was always like, if they're offering like discount codes and shit like that, and I don't know, I'm not the kind of person like I stopped going to therapy because like virtual therapy fucking sucks. I don't want to talk to someone on the phone. Like I have to go. So like what I liked was being able to go somewhere, being in like an environment and talking to someone in that environment. Is like I was getting welcomed into somewhere kind of accepting, and I could talk about what I wanted. Now I have to go to my car, you know, and like I feel safe in my car, but it's just
it's still like kind of exposed. It's weird. Yeah. I got a buddy who is in therapy. I recommend all men go to therapy. It's a good thing to do. Get in touch with your emotions. Little plug for therapy. Therapy's not paying me, but it's a great thing.
It's good. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by therapy. General.
No, but like, with the nature of like virtual stuff and whatnot, being pretty prevalent now, we'd be doing our like little safe social distance hangs, and he'd be like, all right, guys, I'm going to go walk like into a different area and take this phone call for a little bit. And at first I was just like, what are you calling your mom? And he's like, no, I got therapy, bro. And I was like, oh, fuck. All right. But, it seems awkward. Like I can obviously see that it's benefiting him. He's more open with the way that he's like talking about stuff. He's expressing himself a bit more. He's feeling more confident because of it. So it's grand. I also am with you, like talking. I don't know. I talk to the homies about my life problems on the phone. Like, yeah, and my therapist, I'd like you to be there so I can kind of gauge how crazy my story really is. Like I gotta see the wheels turning and being like, oh, this is the mental cocktail this guy's got. If I can't, then it kills it for me.
Right.
But anyway, all that aside, let's get into the story of the day, the top topic, the thing that everybody's got on their fucking brains, and that's the
Chuck E. Cheese.
That's Chuck E. Cheese, baby. Where's that rat? I need some fucking Chuck E. Cheese pizza right now. Stat.
I looked it up just to see if there's any news regarding Chuck. Oh well, they're closing a lot of locations. There's that. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's just it's a
Rat Pizza and Children Casino is closing.
Yeah, because it's basically like toddler Mad Max.
Yeah.
When you go in there, I mean, it's hell. Like we took Norma one year for her birthday, and it was the worst fucking thing I ever did.
Did you get the hepatitis shots beforehand? Because you definitely need to do that beforehand.
I just wore I went in a bubble. Like I had one of those little rolly bubbles, like a hamster ball.
Nice.
No, fucking. Right. We were just sitting there once, and like the rat and his fucking like mouse or like animal companions like came out of this back room, and they were just like, ticket time, and they just started firing this ticket gun in the air, and these kids just from across the Chuck E. Cheese just swarmed, and they were fighting each other over like these tickets, and it was just like hell. There was like screaming and shit, and then like there were adults like jumping in to get tickets for their kids, and I was just
No,
It's like that scene in Mad Max, when he's like, he's like distributing the water, It was like that.
See, it gets to the point where there is an adult jumping into the pile of free tickets that signals to me that maybe we've moved past the need for Chuck E. Cheese. Society, we've evolved past Chuck E. Cheese. Thank you for your contributions to the cultural lexicon. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Full-grown men beating the shit out of children for Chuck E. Cheese tickets.
Get that skee ball shit. Like, dude, skee ball has existed for like 100 years. You should be good by now. Like, every adult that walks into Chuck E. Cheese, especially like millennial parents, like, we have been raised on like video games, arcades, all that nonsense. The games haven't changed. I still go like fucking, what was that place? There was this like arcade that was in my hometown that got shut down. But like even into my fucking like late 20s, I see a fucking Street Fighter versus Capcom machine. I'm happy as a pig in shit. There's at least $5 wasted. That's a 20-year-old game, like.
And the thing is, like, these kids, like, I used to do it. I mean, when I was a child, like, collect all these tickets for these fucking, like, you want to win this thing. Like, eventually I'm going to get it. It's going to be worth it. And I'm like, by the time that you afford the, like, $20 thing, your parents have spent hundreds at Chuck E. Cheese. There's no way to do it. So
it's pretty damn impossible.
I'm not surprised that of the many places that are shutting down because of COVID, Chuck E. Cheese is one of them, because it's just a capitalist toddler hellscape.
Yep. Goodbye.
That's all it is. Do all the skee ball gambling work for us. Earn the tickets and then use the tickets. Use hundreds and thousands of tickets on things that cost mere dollars.
Yeah. It's so silly. But we could talk about the politics and the effect of Chuck E. Cheese on our youth until I'm blue in the face. But let's get to the world's worst fucking tailgate party I've ever seen. Like, this is why you don't like let stupid people on the internet. I don't know. We need to take social media away from just anyone that votes like red. You've got limited internet. No more news network for you. No more Twitter. You're off Twitter. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
But that's the problem, is because, like, even though, like, they're allowed to be on there, since, like, the majority, like, the internet itself is just like this vast fucking clusterfuck of like irrational. I can't think of the word, but it's just, imagine just every kind of thought you could have just like smushed together in a rubber band ball, you know. Okay. And the thing is, they want to engage in discourse about as much as we do, and that's why Parler exists. Because they're allowed to be on Twitter, they're allowed to be on Facebook, but when they post in a public space like that, they get checked, they get fact checked, they get loafed on intellectually, and they don't want to feel like that. No one ever wants, like, people. You don't want to admit that you're wrong. No. Like, no one wants to admit that they were wrong. It's a feeling, and then when it comes to like intellectual discourse and debate, admitting you were wrong makes you feel like at least in the way that discourse has become in the modern internet is, oh, I admit that I was wrong about this thing. Oh, well, now you can't trust anything I say throughout the rest of this conversation. I'm just wrong about everything. So no one will ever admit it, So that's why, so they're allowed to be on Twitter, but they don't want to be on Twitter. And that's why Parler exists. And
Parler is actually very, very close to not existing because of the 6th of January, 2021. They've almost lost all of their internet privileges. Apple's about to take them off the App Store. They don't get their shit.
I mean, they fucking should. Trump has been permanently suspended from Twitter.
Hey,
He's been suspended from
4 years too late. 4 years too late. That man has.
I mean, I think it's funny, but I mean, they should have been doing this way before. I mean, come on, we got less than 2 weeks left.
Right. Fuck that, dude.
Crazy.
They should have taken his phone away the minute he got into office. But like, it's this whole thing is there's so much to it, right? Like, first of all, let's talk about. I've seen a couple of different, independent and other like news networks going into talk to these people, and they're one guy was on the mic with two of these lady Trump supporters. They're older women, and they're like, so this is a peaceful protest. We're peaceful, and by we they mean them two specifically. They're like, we're peaceful. This part of the crowd that's halfway onto the Capitol steps is peaceful. Like, they're already in denial about the reality of the actions that they've taken. It's like in the whole conversation about that Allie, what's her face, the dumbass who Ashley Babbitt. I knew it was. I was going to say Ashley Hobbit or Ashley Bilbo. Tolkien is always on my brain, but
yeah,
like
I mean, she was.
It's like my dude. Like you are committing insurrection, right? You are attempting to overthrow the government, right? Like they're all about this like the government's being tyrannical, so we're going to go fight against the tyranny, right? And now they're surprised and trying to make a martyr out of this woman, Allie Babbitt. And it's like, homie, you got into the Capitol. What did you expect? You threatened the lives of our like representatives. Did you not think that this was gonna maybe incite a little bit of I don't know, a violent reaction by the people who are paid to make sure that violence doesn't fall upon our representatives? Like, we have the Secret Service for a reason. They're not.
I mean, it kind of goes to show how confident they are in the power of white supremacy. That they're just like, how did this happen? She was unarmed. They have tried to co-opt the "Say Her Name" movement, and it's like,
Yep.
no, you don't get to do that, And I was on my friend's. My friend made a post, right?
Mm-hmm. As friends do,
and we talk about it all the time. And he's very non-confrontational, very non-political, and he was all like, dude, this country is like wild. 2021, it's just like, and the way he looks at it is like the way we look at what happened. I mean, he's moving farther and farther left because of everything that's happened these past couple of years.
Yeah.
And it's like his other friend had a comment on there because he was and it was about like BLM, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was all like, where was all this energy, then blah blah blah, like riots are bad in general. And I popped in and I was like, dude, they're just incomparable. Like, contextually, like, you can be pro BLM and be against the riots. I mean, personally, like, I just wish that rioting and violence wasn't necessary. Yeah. But it becomes necessary when peaceful protest goes ignored. Exactly. So I look at things like destroyed small businesses, people's livelihoods, death, like David Dorn, and I look at that and I say that is a very unfortunate byproduct of something that happens. But when when anger and frustration with an oppressive system culminates and eventually explodes, this is what happens. So like my view on the rioting is just kind of neutral. I'm not like, again, I wish it wasn't necessary, but also I'm not like, this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah. And it's also like, I was going to say, it's just also like, if you contextualize the situation, if you just look at it like, oh, this is a group of violent people as an isolated incident, and this is also an isolated incident of people doing some violent shit, like it still doesn't, like it only kind of makes sense when you remove so much context. You know what I mean? Like the Black Lives Matter protests, have been going on for the better part of 10 years now. The people have been like, I remember arguing very poorly against or in favor of fucking what George Zimmerman did back when I was a completely uninformed drone, just repeating the shit that my folks said. And and that was when I was in fucking high school. You know what I mean? Like, they slandered the shit out of that fucking kid. Like, that was almost,
oh my God, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they tried to say his cries for help were actually an adult grown man, even though it sounded very clearly like a child.
Right.
You know? Like,
and so it's not even close to the same. You know what I mean? Like, there are legitimate grievances and issues and steps that they have been asking for very very civilly, in as many ways that they could do it. Right? There were candlelit vigils. There were violin vigils. There were Kaepernick was just fucking kneeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
and none of that moved any of the wheels in a direction of progress. We got a lot of aesthetics. We got a lot of theater, political theater in replacement of actual progressive policy that solves the problems of over policing, too much. You know what I mean? Police having too much power, being too present in underprivileged neighborhoods, like all that. None of that got addressed. But Pelosi and fucking Chuck Schumer tossed on the fucking African cloth and did a kneel and said Wakanda forever like 1.5 times, and all of a sudden, yas, queen, this is progress. Like, no,
yeah, it's about continuously holding those in power accountable, because they're gonna throw crumbs at you and hope you'll be satisfied.
Exactly. And these fucking goobers are pissed off because their fucking guy lost, and that's literally it. And every moment, every chance that it's literally like when you're talking with somebody who refuses to get your point, right? Like, and you explain it to them so many ways, and they're just like, nope, you're wrong. Sorry, no, sky's green. Sky's still green. I see green. Sky's green. And then you can show them evidence. You can give them a photo of the sky. You can take them outside and point to the sky, right? And be like, the sky is green. And same thing with literally every, investigation into these election fraud claims. Like, no matter how many judges, whether they were Trump appointed or they've been there for, a millennia, are just like, no, these cases have no evidence. These ideas have no evidence. Their key witness is being sued by the company that does like the voting, because her fucking her statements were so slanderous that they were just like, you're full of shit and you're putting us in, you know what I mean? Like, they're constantly being showed that the reality that they are so heavily subscribing to is not true. It's not real. It's not. It's a fantasy.
And you can see them breaking. Like, you can see the cogs moving, and like the turns that the mind takes, because it was like, we're at the point where they're like, oh, wait till January 6th. Wait until this happens. Wait till this happens. Now that Pence has certified the votes, I mean, you have fucking Caitlyn Bennett and her boyfriend, the owners of Liberty Hangout, tweeting that Mike Pence is a communist. Because, I mean, and Christian Walker called Mitch McConnell a communist for not, backing the fraud claims and giving the the lawsuits any time of day, because to him it's a waste of time. He knows it won't go anywhere, and he will lose, and he will look foolish for doing it.
Yeah,
and he already knows how much everybody hates him. But I mean, if you're talking about throwing yourself under the bus, there's the way to do it. Just across the board in Congress, So it's just like, and he doesn't want to take the losing side. I mean, Pence is done. He wants out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of people.
They don't want to. They don't want to go down on the boat with him.
Betsy DeVos resigned.
They're still going to have political careers that they're going to have to try to maintain afterwards. I mean, if they were, I mean, they would be done.
Right. And I think you know what, I hope, and I'm gonna hope this, but I'm not gonna be able to hope it into existence, which really sucks. But my one hope from this moment is that we don't somehow, I say we, I really mean like the Democratic establishment, like the DNC Dems, the corporate ones, at least just the squad, doesn't fucking get a Men in Black eye flash about all of the Republicans, like the Matt Gaetzes, the fucking eye patch Bond villain. The other dude in the wheelchair. I can't remember his name, but there are a bunch of like
Dr. Zero Death Perception.
Shut up, fuck. Dr. Metal Eye. Anyway, no, but like these kind of guys, like, who have been playing into Trumpism, who have been playing into the inciting of violence, who have been playing into QAnon and these conspiracy theories that we know are demonstrably dangerous and have literally tried to incite a coup and a destruction of our democratic processes. Like these Republicans, like Matt Gaetz stood up and was like, "Oh yeah, this wasn't Trump supporters. This was Antifa. It's fucking Antifa that did it." And I'm like, bro, one, no, it wasn't. Shut up.
No.
Two, first of all, cops don't take selfies with Antifa. They crack you in the face with a goddamn baton. They hit you with a bike, and then they pepper spray you while you're still down. There is
also no leftist is going to risk getting COVID or risk getting shot or any of those things for some white supremacist cosplay. Like,
no, absolutely not. The fact that like they went in there, like, so this is for any baby leftists listening. Most of my audience is an adult or are adults and are old like me, but don't look at this moment, because I'm seeing some people, I don't know what their ideologies are, but they're like, oh damn, they stormed the Capitol and it could have been us. And it's like, no, dude, we're smart. One, we're smarter than that. We're not gonna storm the Capitol, one, without any demands, without any plan afterwards. They literally just got in there and were like, okay, we did it.
I don't think they thought they were like gonna get in.
I know, they were like, I can't believe we made it this far.
Plant the flag, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I get the sentiment of like, oh, it should have been us. We have a real cause. I get that, but you see how fucking quickly, and this is just a result of historical propaganda, but you see how quickly people invalidated BLM in their minds after 7% of all the thousands of protests had some sort of violence.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about like, these people are like, they don't burn their cities. I'm like, which city no longer exists?
What?
Like, please tell me the city that got burned down. Like, DC was crazy. Oh, it's amazing that DC literally no longer exists. It's not on the map anymore.
Yeah, Philly's gone. Philly doesn't exist anymore.
What about the Portland, fucking courthouse? Still there, dude. Made out of concrete.
Right. Like all this shit. Dude, Ubic is fine. Fucking Foot Locker is okay.
You can go back to AutoZone.
You can go back to AutoZone. They have insurance. They'll be all right. And like a lot of the violence, because I know what study you're talking about because I just did a video about it. It's from the FALED. But but they basically track like conflicts and events and shit, and they detail what happens, right? Most of the violence that came out of the Black Lives Matter protests, one came from an extended use of force from the part of the government agencies, the fucking police, National Guard. See, I got there. But also a lot of the violence that happened in those things were also caused by white nationalist sympathizers who tried to run people over with their cars.
Counter protesters, far right agitators. I mean, that was a headline or a study that a lot of people used that also was lacking context, in the sense that what it was tracking protests that had a violent incident. Mm-hmm. It doesn't specifically mean, only 7% of BLM protests resulted in BLM getting violent and burning something down. That's not what that means. It's literally based on incident. Mm-hmm. So the chances of direct violence coming from BLM are so much lower. And that's the point, is because like you see how fast people again invalidate BLM and the entire cause in their mind after something as simple as like a Target gets burned down. Mm-hmm. That the left, unfortunately, as powerful and we want to be, and to strong arm the government into doing our will, we have to tread lightly. Yeah, because they're not afraid to get violent with our side.
No, they're not.
Not. Unfortunately, we have to do things like we have to elect people. We have to, we have to lobby Congress. We have to,
we don't have to lobby
power. Well, you know what I mean.
No, I know. I understand what you mean.
Yeah. Have people like AOC and Ilhan Omar, and now recently John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock elected. Mm-hmm. And the reason they got elected was mostly the power of our generation, Gen Z, and just the left. I mean, we turned this election. We turned multiple states that haven't been blue in a decade blue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I know we lost some Democratic seats.
We did
the general election, but this is the first time in a long time that the Democrats have held the president, the White House, the House, and the Senate.
Yeah,
we don't have the Supreme Court, but as also seen by Trump's appointees not backing him whatsoever, the first the first I'm going to say requirement, but it's not really the best word, but the first requirement of a Supreme Court justice is to uphold the Constitution and go with the law, regardless of their feelings. And Amy Coney Barrett and Brett Kavanaugh did both of those things, who were Trump appointees. So I'm not saying I like them, but it's kind of like it's indicative of how like it's not that easy to break the system.
No, it's not. It's also pretty interesting because I think that was another survival move. Like something tells me that they feel. Sorry, all of a sudden I'm tired. Jesus Christ. What was I saying about the Supreme Court? Honestly, I found that surprising. I wouldn't say that I like them, but at the same time, it's very strange to see them all of a sudden, go against what they were essentially put in the Supreme Court to do, which is like nice,
Yeah. Yeah. But I would like to go over some of these.
I just want to
Liberty Hangout. Oh, what?
I was just going to say, I don't like the fact that someone just doing their job the way it's described is, how low the bar is right now. Like that's,
I mean, yes, but also they could have just fucking, pled allegiance to Trump and like fucked all of us.
This is also true. It definitely could have done.
If anything, I mean, it's not amazing that we have two people we don't want on the Supreme Court, but it's we can at least relish in the fact that they just said "fuck you, thanks for the job, dude."
Yeah, right.
You're out. Yeah, it's like, thanks for hiring us. Now you're getting fired, and we're helping you pack your shit. And if it isn't another fucking just a fucking middle finger to Mitch McConnell, Biden is appointing Merrick Garland to be Attorney General. I believe. I'm pretty damn sure.
Say that one more time.
Biden is appointing Merrick Garland, the Supreme Court, Obama Supreme Court nominee that Mitch McConnell would not like hold hearings on or approve nomination of. He's placing him as Attorney General. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow, huh?
Yeah, as that's like another big fuck you to them. But
look at that.
What I did want to do was I wanted to go over some of these Liberty Hangout and these Christian Walker tweets.
Oh yes, please. We can share screen. You can share the screen.
Oh, I can share the screen. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting high tech. I have to. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go pee real quick. Entertain these lovely humans.
Shit. What are you guys up to today? Oh, to touch on an earlier point that we were talking about. Yeah, so like, my friend. So here's the post he made. He said, aside from all of the political chaos in our country, my Facebook feed is yet another reason why I'm proud to be an independent. Y'all wild. And all the people, I'm sure that's in response to all the people arguing about what happened on Tuesday, right? Now, his stance and, what we have agreed upon is that what happened was absolutely treasonous. It was an insurrection. It was dangerous and scary in the sense that the president knew that the military wouldn't take his side. So he basically used his supporters and like the Proud Boys as his like advanced guard, which is very scary. And then in an attempt to further his influence, he told the DOD to stand down and not send the National Guard, and Mike Pence had to go behind his back to call in the National Guard. So, but how do I? Share screen. Here we go.
Hey, we got it. I'm back. Also,
share screen. Google Chrome would like to record this. Okay, hold on. I have to. I have to allow it to do this thing in my settings. Give me a second.
Okay.
Privacy. Load content into your screen. Okay, Google Chrome. Boom. Will not be able to record the content until it is quit later. Okay.
I'm trying to turn night
share your screen. Screen 2, application window, Chrome tab. Here we go. Share.
How do I turn?
Are you currently? What?
Add to stream. We're here.
Are you able to see it?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you see it on the screen?
I just see my shit. But is it showing in the stream?
Yeah, I've got it set up so it's showing in the stream. I just turned on the thingy. Boom.
Okay, because I've got the stream pulled up right now, and I only see us.
Remove. Add to stream. Hey.
There we go. Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So let's go over this.
Let's see these tweets.
Let's see here. Here we go. Okay. Joe Biden is Hitler.
Okay. That's a new one. That's weird. I just want to say that that's weird because at the Trump tailgate, one of, I think it was a freshman Republican congresswoman who said that Hitler was right. Because she was like, Hitler was right on this one thing, and that if you get the children, you get the future. Which I'm just like, okay. A lot of people have said that the children are the future. You know, there's a whole song about it. You know, I know the children are the future. Like tons of people have said something very, very similar to that. And my question here is, why Hitler of all people? Why would you pick Hitler? That is not a great marketing strategy. You know, he's kind of very much banned, even where he's from. So I don't.
Yeah, but it makes sense in their mind because, like, he's taken our rights and he's going to commit genocide, and the Nazis were socialists and he's a socialist. In their mind, that's kind of, I'm assuming, that's kind of how that works. How about this one? 75 million Americans voted for Donald Trump, and the DC establishment is days away from executing a state-sanctioned genocide against us. It will be legal to kill us and illegal for us to defend ourselves.
What?
If this isn't like the extreme, like Karen freakout version of they want to be oppressed so bad.
This is like I've definitely, you know, sometimes wondered if more hardship in my life would probably have given me more character growth or development as an individual. You know, I've definitely, you know, had some cushiness to my experience, but not once in my life have I been like, they're trying to myrtleize us. It's gonna start and they're just gonna shoot us all the time. What the fuck?
And this is just like, I mean, it's crazy. First of all, this is from a movie, I'm pretty sure.
This is going. Yep. I mean, they do. Listen, they love movies. Did you not see? Nazi. Did you see the Roberta Paulson thing? Started to. So Abby, what's her face? Ashley Babbitt. I was about to call her Abby Shabbat. Ashley Babbitt. When she passed, a bunch of tweets started to go out saying her name was Roberta Paulson. This is a reference to when in Fight Club, Robert Paulson, who is described to have a pair of tits as big as God's, gets shot while they're trying to do some property damage. And, you know, fucking Jack / Tyler Durden. Sorry, I'm spoiling the movie. Jack and Tyler Durden are the same person. Suck my dick.
20 years old at this point.
I know, but there's probably some like 15-year-old who hasn't seen it yet. Jack and Tyler are the same person.
It's fine, dude. Like, okay, I'm a film major. Fight Club wasn't actually that good. Okay, watch Choke.
There you go. Read Fight Club. Read the
Fight
book.
Club.
Fight Club.
Read Invisible Monsters. That's a good book.
Absolutely. I have a text message from my roommate.
But I love this tweet because it's another fucking example of they've gone so far right that they ended up on the left somehow. Why doesn't Lindsey Graham have his mask on at an airport? All these people, Lindsey Graham should be banned from flying.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. They're turning on Lindsey Graham, who they loved, because he didn't back Trump. And there was an amazing TikTok I watched of people who have gone onto Parler to show us the contents of Parler, right?
Yeah.
And there are people that are just like Trump gave his concession speech, right? He gave his concession speech, and they're like, Trump betrayed us. We like fuck Trump. He abandoned us. Trump is a communist. And I'm like, if you aren't loyal to him, then what are you loyal to? Like, what is all this finally about?
Dude,
you know, like, you pick a struggle, dude. Like,
I really wish it was that easy for people to, like, you know, say that I was a communist. Because like every time I'm like, I'm a communist, they're like, yeah, but you're wearing Nikes. All Lindsey Graham has to do is put on a mask and be like, no, Trump, commie.
The Democrats want to throw us all in camps.
I don't think so.
No. If you look at the existence of camps that have been erected and existed around the world, it's been a far right thing every single time.
Yep.
But go off, I guess. Like I said last night, I'd rather live in Mexico at this point. Mexico has healthcare.
Dude,
just saying.
Listen, I would personally rather live on a desert island with 2 2x4s and a roll of duct tape. I'm pretty sure I could do a better job handling myself there than I would in America. You know, because at least I have the 2 sticks. So if I like break something, I can just beat the shit out of the other something and make it feel a little bit less bad. But what else? What else we got? What's Christian Walker?
Christian Walker. This dude's hilarious.
He is ghetto BLM trash. Like, my dude, can you? Oh, he's just not. I shook. How does he not have brain damage? And it's not about the things that he says, but it's about all of the movement he does. Like I move, I dance around. People on my TikTok have seen me dance around. You know, I jostle my fucking, you know, my fucking control juice all the time. And like that, just doing that little impression of his movement, I have a headache now. How is he not constantly in pain? That's what I want to know. But let's read some Christian Walker tweets. What is? Oh God.
I just think Trump's up to something. I do. Leave me alone.
Like, don't talk to me. Leave me alone, Mom. It wasn't a phase.
Weirdest speech I've ever seen in my life. This is Trump's concession speech, by the way. This is Trump admitting he lost.
Okay. America is dead unless God brings justice. I believe in God. Oh, okay.
Oh, BLM would have been treated totally different. They would have been welcomed in and had their feet washed. A Trump supporter was shot. I'm sorry. What? You were just talking about the 6 months of violence up here, right? Right? Like just what?
Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to do a dramatic reimagining of the cops giving so much force to the Trump supporters who came to Capitol Hill. Okay, I'm going to set the scene.
Look, we should have known when the fly landed on Mike Pence's head at the debate. Again, you go so far right, you end up left. That is a left meme. That is a left meme talking point on TikTok.
He's really.
Now he hates Pence now because Pence didn't back Trump.
Oh God. But like I said, I'm just going to do a quick reenactment of the Trump supporters getting into the Capitol. Check this out.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'm the cops. This is the Capitol.
Okay.
Oh shit. There's some guys. There's some guys coming to the Capitol. They look kind of angry. Oh no. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh fuck. Oh, they're all inside now. Oh no. What are we gonna do? Like,
oh man, you're breaking.
They went and just went. I don't know, man. They got in. They overpowered us. I don't know. That right hook was crazy.
Some of those that work forces
are the same that burn crosses.
I mean, so what I think is really funny is in the press conference from the Capitol Police, one thing they said was, well, our intelligence we weren't prepared. Our intelligence showed that, we just didn't know this was going to happen. And I was like, so we just lacked the intelligence. Like, yeah, that's right. You lacked the intelligence because anybody who's been on Facebook or Twitter knew this was fucking coming for months. Like, they had posts that literally said, take the Capitol. So what do you think? And then
not sneaky.
And then here's the thing. He said, and we were understaffed because a record number of police called off, like requested off. I'm like, so
it's because they were taking their vacation days to be there, you dumb bitch.
Did you see the tweet from I forget the news source, but there were police and federal agents flashing their badges as they entered the Capitol, like among the crowd that stormed it. Like to get in, they were flashing their badges, but they were in their get-ups. I don't know. My favorite photo from the day. There's two favorite photos with headlines. The first one is a guy holding a Blue Lives Matter, like a thin blue line flag that says Blue Lives Matter, as he's grabbing onto a cop and pushing him backwards.
Nice.
Up the steps.
The
other one is it was from oh shit. I sent it to my friend in message. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I sent a photo of it because I just want to get the news source correct here. Yep. God, where the fuck? I hate this shit.
I mean, when you're doing that, also
a raw story. A Georgia woman was trampled to death in front of in the Capitol riot, carrying a "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
Just
chef's
the
kiss.
Irony, the irony, the karma, the Schadenfreude, like everything about that is just peak comedy. That is, but also I think it's like almost a metaphor for the Trump camp in general, because they're all running around with this Gadsden flag and being like, don't tread on me and step on my rights, all as the Trump fucking machine is just, oh, there's your neck, let me just step on it, bitch. You've been trampled. Like, dude.
And then one of the guys, one of the fucking rioters who died, tried to tase a cop and it bounced and like hit him in the balls, and he tased himself in the balls.
Yep.
And he went into shock.
Yep. Heart attack and died.
It's just
electrical testicles, man. Electrical testicles.
There's a pun there. I'm trying to mix the words.
Electricals.
Electric. Fuck. Okay. But yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, Trump is banned from Twitter. Let's go off on the last couple things here, and then we'll touch on some other things before we end. Right now, Ilhan Omar is drafting up articles of impeachment, and there's calls from Senate Democrats and Republicans to Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment and remove Trump from office.
Look at that.
This is more like there's like more feet behind this than there was yesterday and the day before.
Yeah.
Like there's more power to this than that. Like before it was like, oh, there's some rumblings in his cabinet. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, there's actually people that are like, Pence, you really need to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and it would allow for a peaceful transition of power. And if anything were to happen, my friend made a good point, right? He said, dude, if this is what happens when Pence goes to certify the votes and Trump officially loses, what's going to happen on Inauguration Day, right? Yeah. And I said, that's why the 25th Amendment might be necessary, is because if if Pence is in power for the transition, he will have the authority to call in the National Guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Which might just be the safest option for everybody involved. So,
unfortunately,
there's that. And then the news that Trump will not attend the inauguration.
Well, of course he won't. He's a little bitch.
Yeah, he's a fucking sore loser.
I mean, he's the kind of kid that, like, when you fucking tag him in a game of dodgeball, he either takes his ball and goes home, or he pops it and he's like, see, now no one's a winner. No one.
Fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
You know what it is? Because I deal with these people a lot.
Fuck you guys. I'm tired. I'm going home. I've won the game.
Exactly. If there's no ball, no one will ever know.
If there's no ball, there's no game. And who's gonna believe you when you have no evidence of a ball that hit me in the face?
Now I have the ball. I'm touching the balls.
No,
Um, uh, no, you know what this is? This is Call of Duty. You know, I play a lot of Call of Duty. I play a lot of shooters. This is the kid, right, who
Yep.
loses fair and square,
Yeah.
but he argues you're hacking, you're a cheater, and he tells everyone in the lobby to report you.
Right.
And here's what happens: you get reported, and nothing happens because there's no evidence of you cheating.
Exactly.
And he's salty. This is the kid, right, who's after, you know, he doesn't get anything out of reporting. He sends you a message with all kinds of profanities in it. You report the message, and he gets banned and from his profile.
Yep.
That's what happens. And you know, I've dealt with so many of those in my life. It's a sore loser. It's someone who can't admit that they just lost in a fair contest.
Yep. It's very sad. Very sad. Participation trophy ass bitches.
It's just that there's an ego about it. So
I mean, I'm not in the least bit surprised that Trump is not trying to go to someone else's birthday party because the attention won't be on him.
It's like when Cartman goes to Kyle's birthday party, but every time Kyle opens a present, Cartman also needs to open a present because otherwise he'll feel bad.
Oh my God! What if within the how many days do we have? 12 days. Trump just decides to start his own nation.
He hosts his own inauguration.
This is welcome to Trump land 2021. I am president for life. And it's just going to be like a little small farm that has like 2 chickens. And he gets to go outside, and every once in a while a government agent comes over and hands him like a picture book to sign. And you know, he'll be like, "Is this my executive order?" They'll be like, yep, Mr. Trump.
No, it'll be at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, yeah, true.
Sir, I need you to sign this. Is this my executive order? If that's what you want to call the bill, you executive ordered some chicken fingers.
Yes, I'd like to make an executive order. Trump, you can't do that anymore. I am the president. All of my orders are executive. Fuck. All of my orders are executive.
Oh my God. I would like to executive order some honey mustard for these dino nuggies. I only eat dino nuggies.
Trump can't eat dino nuggies. It reminds him of the death of all of his friends.
God.
Anyway.
So
so actually this is something that I want to bring up. It's a little bit outside of you know, it's relevant.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, I think that there's something that we need to do. I'm definitely fucking guilty of this shit so much, but like liberal smugness, right? I have a bit of it still, despite the fact that like I am a branded communist. You know, there is definitely a smug sort of attitude I take towards idiocy. Obviously, we're taking the time to laugh at the fucking Trump idiots who got themselves fucking unalived, and that's kind of funny. You know what I mean? It's a little bit humorous. But I think that there is a level of like, haha, you guys are dumb, blah 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 blah, in political discourse that is still not quite eradicating itself as people are transitioning even into more left-leaning positions. Like, you know, you'll hear like conversations about, oh yeah, workers' rights, blah blah, this, that, and the third. But also you're a dumb bitch because you voted against your interests, and fuck you, and you're ugly and whatever. Like, go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's that talking point. It's like, I mean, statistically it's true, but there's a talking point. Oh, well, the left is just statistically more educated, so you're all just a bunch of dumb hicks, and there's no way you don't understand how to do honest research. You know, and I've made comments because people are like, I researched. I'm like, oh, you researched it, like you aggregated like data,
right?
And you understand analysis, and you plotted, like, you know, fucking like you had a control study.
Right.
And you did all this legwork, or you searched something on Google and you searched something like,
you quote mined.
Say you searched Kamala Harris prison and you found an article that
Confirms your
confirmation bias.
Exactly.
You're already biased. Right. And it's like, and you didn't read past the headline because, goddamn, there's some data in there that does not support your argument.
Right. But like at the same time, I think that, addressing especially like issues of education, like, we do love to be like, oh yeah, the left is more educated. And it's like, that's more of a systemic issue that needs addressing and not like a little gold star that you can put on your chest because you happen to live in a place that allocates its tax dollars effectively to provide you with a public education that is sufficient for dealing with the real world and garnering critical thinking skills, right? Like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of privilege when we talk about the left being more educated because it's the privilege of being able to acquire an education in the first place.
Exactly. And there are so many places that are underfunded, lacking in the proper resources to have an educated and well-equipped populace to understand the nature of the things that they're voting for. And so, I think that in this moment we have a huge opportunity, right? Like we can laugh at the Trumpers being like, oh, fucking Trump is betraying us, and how fucking stupid they are, and how all of a sudden they're so ready to toss their golden calf into the garbage. It's also an ample time to be like, hey man, listen, buddy. I'm right here with you. The government sucks, left, right, both sides. They're fucking us, but they're fucking us not because of some QAnon conspiracy, my dude. That you've been on that train for a bit, and every time it seems a little bit wrong, and it never comes to fruition. But actually, if you look and see how this good cop bad cop bullshit that the American right and the American left do is all serving the interests of capital, and it's just serving those who have the most access to it and therefore the most access to influence in our society. They're the ones that are fucking us right now. And they're the ones who have gotten their poison claws into the fucking lifeblood of our democracy, making it so our votes and our voices mean nothing. And, I'm not saying everybody go, try and hop into Parler and do communist propaganda. But, this is a time where like the image, the full image is right there. It's right there for them. And, maybe it's not going to be my voice, but it could be someone else's voice who has a different set of life experiences, but has the same knowledge base as me, and being like, hey, homie, we're all in this together. Workers, united, the proletariat. You know what I'm saying?
And it may not, it probably won't work, but there's value in matching energy with someone that is willing to talk.
Yeah, exactly. It may 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get someone who's gonna be like, shut the fuck up, snowflake, you goddamn communist China.
That takes a lot of patience. That takes a lot of patience from our side. And here's the thing: you are not required to. It's just a suggestion that if we want the ability to power our ideology, and there's going to need to be some sort of consensus platform and mindset that becomes a majority on in the sort of socio-political sphere if we want anything to come to fruition.
Yeah.
So, and that's, I explain this, I say this, dude, I keep talking about my friend, but since my friend all the time, it's just like, dude, like that's one of the fucking issues with the left in general is that like, it's like fucking like points of view, platforms, views on policy and ideologies are so much more varied than the right. It's so much less condensed and congruent that like, I mean, it's like that fucking meme from The Simpsons about the Scottish. Like, because dude, fucking people on the left fucking hate each other. Like, we fight each other about as much as we fight the right. So
I'd say I will slightly disagree with you there, because as I've gotten more and more into at least like my side of my political echo chamber, I'm finding myself hearing a lot of varying degrees of like theoretical thought, moral conversations. Like, I thought I was done discussing religion on the left, like when I became an atheist. You know what I mean? I was like, yep, God's stupid. Christianity's bad. Marx said that religion is the opium for the masses. Fuck that shit, right? But that's also working on a very limited scope, from a very limited and Western perspective of how religion functions and how religion affects the society. And at this point, I've found a few leftist thinkers on the internet, some like young college kids, and this one dude, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but hopefully I'll send you his name and you can put it right here, a little shout out. But he made me rethink my more anti-theistic stances from a left perspective, just because one, the nature of the atheist community, I guess, and the voices that became prominent because of it were people like Sam Harris, and there was like one other guy, but their atheism slowly started to turn into like Islamophobia and just sort of a guise to talk shit about religions, it basically just Islam and, you know, the Muslim faith, but under the guise of like, oh, I'm talking about all religions, when it's very specific. You're just kind of shitting on this one and not challenging the dynamics and the history of another.
So it was intellectual ego mixed with atheism that became anti-theism.
Yes.
Okay.
And that sort of like just the path of the people who are leading that sort of community, we're also like bringing people down a path of just back to like status quo, pseudo-Christian morality. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, no matter what, if you're an American and you grew up in the United States, your worldview and your thinking is very much influenced by Christianity and like our Western version of it. Like, how many Marvel and DC films give their characters a moment where they're like, you know, like Spider-Man was in a cross in Spider-Man 2. Superman fucking dropped to earth in a goddamn cross. There's so much Jesus symbology and all those things.
I mean, whiteness with like purity and like power, but like power of good, you know. Yeah, no, I definitely get that. And
so in that, like, there has to be, or, you know, I'm seeing just a lot of things that we may need to, or like the infighting that I think is more of a stereotype or an observation of like people who are like closer to the center, observing the conversations between people who are farther left. Because like I've gotten like yelled at and shit on by centrists for having a wrong opinion. But like anytime I've said something kind of wrong in a communist sort of setting, or, you know, an anarchist setting, or even like a ML sort of setting, they'll be like, hey buddy, I see where you're coming from. Here's where, you know, here's my perspective. Here's where I think you might actually be fucking up a bit. And, you know, we'd appreciate it if you would, you know, self-create or whatever, and come back when you're a little bit more educated on the topic, or like here's some resources for you to get more educated on the topic. And it's a lot less like, hey, fuck you, I'm an anarchist, and fuck you, I'm an ML. It's like, no, like, oh, we kind of see eye to eye. I'm not into the whole like Stalin thing, but you're cool, so
yeah. But I mean that also that point you had about like sort of like egotistical, like holier than thou towards the right.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that is very liberal also, because that, at least to me, it feels like that's the kind of area where they're like, well, we're the people that have empathy. Okay. We care about people. We want free healthcare. Okay. We want free college, and we're the ones that are fighting for that. So even though you're wrong, we're going to make life better for you.
Right.
And I just did a Christian Walker impersonation. I don't really know why.
That was really good. I was like, Christian? Yeah. Based Christian?
Based Christian? Here's what we're going to do is find a way to remix Christian Walker rant videos into like fucking like communist propaganda music. Like fucking like something straight out of like fucking with Kenny Beats in the background.
Yes.
Just like, and the artist name will be Based Christian.
Yes. I also want Jersey Club remixes of him saying ghetto trash. Like I think that would slap. I'm pretty sure I could see a bunch of people doing like some Jersey house movements to that. I think it'd be great. Like I really think that we should trying to intellectually fire back at Christian Walker is like it's punching a brick wall. You know what I mean? Maybe your hand's gonna get stronger. More than likely, it's gonna go nowhere, right? So my strategy now, I'm not technically capable enough to do these things, but I'm gonna put it out into the ether. I'm gonna manifest it.
Okay.
But I think that if we make songs out of him and like just like really stupid cartoons, and we just turn them into just the worst punching bag that we can, I think Christian Walker could probably go away, and we won't. The only thing that you'll see is like it'll be Christian Walker, and then it'll be like a fucking South Park version of him with his head opening up like a goddamn Canadian. And some guy going, yeah, get trash, and then he poops, and then that's all we remember.
Sometimes I wonder if he's actually self-aware, to the irony. Like, he made a rant video. He was just like, it was about to like about like, we don't need free healthcare because then people are going to rely on the system. If you want healthcare, you have to get a job and work for it. And I'm like, Christian Walker's younger than 26. He's on his parents' health insurance.
Yep. Like, dude, you're not working for health insurance.
Is he just ignoring that, or is he knowledgeable and he's smart enough to know that it doesn't matter to his fans? And that they're not going to think about that, or if that gets pointed out, they're like, "Well, his point is still right." So, I don't know. I think we're a little more than an hour here. So, last two things.
You have to stay, Jed. We're here forever.
Forever now. This is purgatory.
This is where we are. This is where we live now. No, let's touch on
Podgatory.
Podgatory. That's a good name. You have to rebrand
very, very quickly. Thanks to TikTok, the United States now has a Democratic majority Senate, and Mitch McConnell is no longer the majority
Fuck
House,
you, Mitch.
majority Senate. I can't think of the word, bro. The
majority leader.
Senate majority leader. Thank you. Fuck. Which means he can no longer block voting on a bill for a $2,000 stimulus package. So after the inauguration, I'm assuming that will be passed pretty quickly. So congratulations to John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock of Georgia. Reverend Raphael Warnock. He's also part of the squad, and he just took a photo with AOC, Ilhan, Rashida Tlaib, and
squad up.
Other lady that I forget the name of. I apologize.
Nice. Wait, you said Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC?
Yeah, and there's another one. Oh my god.
Rashida Tlaib,
dark skin.
Omar.
They have a Wikipedia page.
Nice.
Ayanna Pressley.
Oh, Ayanna Pressley. Oh.
And now also Jamal Bowman and Cori Bush are now a part of it as well.
Oh, yeah.
From New York and Missouri. They have a Wikipedia page. The squad has a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, they do. And oh my god, they're some of the most like handsome human beings in Congress.
Oh, they're fucking awesome. I love them. All right, two more things really fast. I want to touch on something.
Jamal Bowman has like the most perfect bald head I've ever seen. Holy shit. That thing is symmetrical as fuck.
There are wonderful political milk duds.
So real quick, just I want to explain that for a second. I have a very weird shaped head. I am very self-conscious about what my head looks like with all of my hair gone. Like you'd think that my head was like round, but I have this weird like bump and horn thing, and it's terrible. It's crazy. Like if I go bald, I'm fucked. Like I'm so fucked.
Basically, no one has a perfectly round head. Right here on my head is like a flat indent.
No, dude, look at Jamal. Look at Bowman. Look at Jamal Bowman. That man's head is spherical as fuck. And like,
I thought you were gonna say fearless. That man's head is fearless.
Well, I mean, he's probably fearless too. But all I'm saying is he's
also ripped.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, thick congressman. But no,
he's thick.
He's thick. Anyway, I appreciate when I see bald person with a nice head. I'm like, you're rocking that look.
That just gave me another thing I have to talk about really fast. God damn it, dude. Okay. Yesterday there were two senators that almost got in a fist fight in the Capitol. Please let me find this immediately so I don't have to take any more time. Yes. Okay. Representatives Harris and Allred nearly get into fistfight during election certification report. Representative Andy Harris of Maryland and Colin Allred of Texas. Andy Harris is a Republican. Allred is a Democrat. Andy Harris is 65. He is 5'9" and 180 pounds. Colin Allred used to be a linebacker for the Houston Texans. He is 6'4", 240.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, I would have paid to actually see that. And
I want to see that.
If there's a fight in Congress or the Senate or whatever, Dan Crenshaw would win. I'm like, no, you just go for the blind spot, dude.
all of his punches will just miss by like that much.
Zero depth perception, bro. He doesn't know how far you are from him. Like, all right, so that was the one thing I want to touch on. Second thing I wanted to touch on, God damn it, I forgot. See, you're the worst. Oh, here we go. Someone on my Facebook posted a article. The headline was very misleading, but it was basically like everyone was like, oh, well, Biden's actually not going to cancel student debt because he said that, like, I don't really believe in going about that through executive order.
Yeah.
The point of the article was that he doesn't believe in presidents being able to do whatever the fuck they want through executive order without going through Congress and Senate, because that's the whole point of having a Congress and a Senate and three branches of government. So he's very traditionalist. We already knew this. So I just had to clarify for anybody who thought that just recently at a campaign speech, Biden expressed support for canceling up to $10,000 per person in student debt cancellation or what have you, and he still very much supports it, but he wants it to be a unanimous decision that is voted on and passed through the House and the Senate, and then certified by him as the president, not something he does on his own. He said he doesn't believe in the imperialism of a president. So I wanted to clarify that. I would love it as much as possible, but I actually think that's a respectable position.
Yeah, I kind of get it. Also, fuck you, man. Cancel it. Don't be a bitch. You won't.
Yeah.
You won't, no balls.
No balls.
No balls.
No balls. No balls.
You won't cancel student debt, dog. You won't do it.
You won't cancel student debt, dog.
Nope. That's how we get them.
You won't cut the military budget in half.
You won't.
No,
You won't do it. You won't do it. That's how we do it. We need to find all the buffers.
I just ran out of phone storage.
Oh no! Oh shit. It's okay. I will send you all the footage you can cut and paste and chop through.
I'll send it back to this thing. Can you go back to that other video version where it was full screen, like where we're both cut half? Yeah, I'll go back to this.
Yeah,
I will go to this because I'm not going to be able to clear enough space to fit it. So, all right, last piece I want to talk about.
Yes.
Kyle Rittenhouse is awaiting trial, but he is out on bail. He was seen at a bar with his parents.
Real quick, whoever bailed out Kyle Rittenhouse, your mom's a hoe.
Yeah, your mom's a fucking hoe.
Your mom's
a hoe. I hope your dog gets COVID. Now, he was seen at a bar with his parents. He was wearing a shirt that said "free as fuck" on it.
Of course.
Here's the thing that is now happening in his home state of Illinois. You are allowed to be at a bar and allowed to drink if you are with adults.
Right.
An adult, right, at the age of 18.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He may have violated his bond agreement. Not bail, so he's out on bond. He may have violated his bond agreement. And he was also without a mask in a public space in a city that is requiring masks in public spaces. So there's a chance that he will be going back to jail.
Nice. Very good. Very good. That's a little tidbit of good news for me. Kyle Rittenhouse should be in jail. And I hope that someone kicks the crap out of him.
Yeah. So to end the night, thank you everyone for tuning in to Don't Panic Live 2. This will be up on YouTube soon with different video and edited audio. So yeah, to end the night, Kyle Rittenhouse can straight up gargle my nutsack.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Kyle. Your mom's a hoe. Yeah. Fuck you, Kyle.
Of course his name's fucking Kyle, dude.
Right?
God.
There's probably so many holes in his drywall. Fuck that guy.
Exactly, dude. He probably has monster tattooed on his nuts.
Definitely. Thanks for tuning into the stream and the live.
Patreon. Yeah.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Oh, just the Comrade Jewel live stream and hanging out with us for Don't Panic Live. I'm probably going to convince Jed to do these more often. Yes, it's going to happen. But yeah, patreon.com/Don't Panic Podcast, youtube.com/Don't Panic Podcast. Are we also on Spotify?
We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere. SoundCloud?
Not SoundCloud.
We're not on SoundCloud.
We'll be on SoundCloud soon.
My remixes will be on SoundCloud under Don't Panic.
Look for us on SoundCloud. Look for us on OnlyFans.
Yep. Yeet.
Skirt.
Hold up.
You never loved me. Made you up.
God.
Yeah. So, if you don't want to take the time or you can't watch a YouTube video in your car, we are on Spotify. We appreciate every listen because we are sponsored on Spotify and we have ad rolls. It's not a bad one, I swear. It's literally just us. It's me. It's my voice.
It's a very relevant voice.
Which is the program we use to get all of our podcasts onto Spotify. So every listen nets us some money. And again, to help us and to help us feed our cats. I have a fat one.
You've seen him walking in the background. Heath Thick.
Yeah. Heath Thick. Patreon.com/Dumbpanty Podcast. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you and good night, everyone. This is the end of the stream. I love you all. Goodbye.